Myths versus facts.
I'm not worried about it. A 100-year flood only happens once every 100 years.
Many people have a misconception that a 100-year flood is a flood that happens only once every 100 years, when in fact the term actually means there'll be about a 1% chance of a flood happening in any given year.
I don't need flood insurance because my home isn't in a floodplain.
Everybody should have flood insurance. Even if you're not in a designated floodplain, it's important to remember that flooding can happen anywhere. Severe weather storms, tidal surges, even new land development can cause flooding.
Flood insurance? I don't need it. I don't live anywhere near a river.
People who don't live near a river may think they don't need flood insurance. However, about 1 in 4 flood claims happen in a low or moderate risk area. When you think about the cost of replacing your flooring, your carpet, and other household items, it can get pretty expensive. The average flood claim costs about $50,000 a year.
Flooding isn't a problem. My homeowner's policy covers that stuff.
That's a common misconception with many homeowners and renters policy. Most homeowners and renters policies do not cover flooding. The only way to get flood insurance is through the National Flood Insurance Program.
Buy more insurance? No way. It costs too much.
Flood insurance is not expensive. The average annual flood insurance policy is less than $570 a year. And considering about 2 inches of water damage can cause over $8,000 in damage to your home, it's a small price to pay to protect your investment.
Water damage is water damage. My insurance will cover it if anything happens.
It's very important for consumers to understand the difference between water damage and damage that's caused by flooding. Water damage typically comes from water overflowing in the house, such as a bathtub or a sink, or even a broken window and water comes in from a rainstorm. Flood damage usually comes from a natural disaster like a tsunami or perhaps a river overflowing.
Well, if anything happens, the feds will pay for the damage.
Many people believe that the federal government is responsible for paying for the costs after a flood impacts a community, when in fact that's not really the case. Federal assistance only comes when a disaster is declared, and it usually comes in the form of low-interest loans that the homeowner or renter has to pay back. A flood insurance policy, on the other hand, is a one-time payment that doesn't have to be paid back.
It's not flood season, so I'll wait to get it then. After all, why pay for something I don't need now?
The time to buy flood insurance is now. Floods can happen in an instant, and it takes about 30 days for a flood insurance policy to go into effect. So homeowners and renters shouldn't wait till the last minute to buy a flood insurance policy.
Who is eligible to buy flood insurance?
You can buy federal flood insurance no matter where you live, as long as your community participates in the National Flood Insurance Program. That program provides affordable flood insurances for homes and businesses all across the United States.
Where can you get a flood insurance policy?
Flood insurance is very easy to get. Private insurance companies, as well as independent insurance agents and brokers, sell these policies, which are backed by the federal government. For more information about flood insurance, contact your local insurance agent.